Hey guys, welcome to a new video. I didn't really know how to do this one for a format, so sorry that's kind of weird. I just literally opened a Google Doc and wrote down the stuff that I had in mind, because there's no other real way to record this, I guess, but I guess this will have to do. So the title's pretty self-explanatory. This is just going to be me talking about what I think is going to happen next on Dokkan. This obviously is just predictions, so don't take this at face value. This might all be wrong, this might all be right, which would be pretty cool, but just remember that, because this is just an educated guess, really. So we're going to do the 6th anniversary part 2, and we're going to go into Saiyan Day, since that's not too far away. It's about a month off, so we can get into that as well. And first off, obviously, let's talk about part 2 of the anniversary. Already is right on the screen. We got our boy Topo here. So I'm feeling that the banner for the two LRs, probably Android 17 and probably Topo. But I'm not too hot on Topo. I'm not too sure about that. I would like to see him, and I'll get into that later about why I think he might not be possible, but he's my guess because he fits with Vegeta. Anyways, if we do get a Topo, probably start in base. Active skill goes into his God of Destruction mode, or maybe not even active skill. Maybe they might do a revival or something. I honestly don't know. I would prefer an active, but realistically, if they're going to be using the revival feature, I guess they could really do it with that. Like, since that's what happened, he got pushed into a corner by Frieza, and then he just decided to go into that, so it could also be that. Which would be weird too, because it would be a revival where he transforms. I wonder if they'd actually do that, but it would be cool. And these arts, obviously, might not be the actual things. I just got random arts. But yeah, I feel like we could see him because we have Topo cards. We did get some recently. We got the one with the Jiren banner, and we got an EZA for the God Topo. But there still isn't a naming conflict, because if he starts in base, he would just be Topo. And then the other cards are called Topo Pride Trooper and Topo God of Destruction mode. So there wouldn't be a naming conflict. You could actually run all three of them together, which would be pretty cool. And next up, like I said, Android 17. It would probably be a revival-based card because, I mean, the dude basically tried to kill himself. Like, he blew himself up. And then it was revealed that he's actually alive. It would be the perfect card to actually make a revival one for. Like, they would be stupid not to make a revival card for him. 17 hasn't really gotten a new card in a while. He does have a Tournament of Power card. Actually, he's got a few of them. He's got the free-to-play one. He's got the tech one. That's the summonable one. And then he has the physical one, the Dokkan Fest one. But there hasn't really been not just in Android 17 in general, really. I mean, there has been some, but they're usually free-to-plays or just EZAs of previous ones. So there is a naming conflict, but it doesn't really matter because, first of all, this is a Tournament of Power one, so you're not really going to be running him with, like, the other Android 17s. And even then, some of them are named 17 Future, so that's kind of a moot point. But since it's been so long since we've seen one, I feel like it's possible. Plus, with the revival thing, I put this art here. Obviously, the pose could probably be different, but I'm just using for a reference, like he'd have like the ripped shirt and everything, which is a pretty cool look for him, in my opinion. But it would fit for the revival because you have Vegeta where his shirt rips off after he gets his revival. 17 would be the same way. It's pretty standard. I mean, can't really do too much else with it. Someone just opened a door in the background. Sorry about that. But that's basically my thoughts on that. I'm not going to go into specifics about any cards because predicting specifics for cards is just it's a whole nother animal. You can never get that right. But you can at least predict the cards right. And it wouldn't just be these two. I feel like another likely one, a Universe 7 themed card, because this whole celebration seems kind of Universe 7 themed. There's been nothing but Universe 7 cards. So that's why I wasn't too sure about Topo up here, because he would be the only one that isn't a Universe 7 card. So maybe something like this, because I don't really know what else they could do. I mean, a Golden Frieza doesn't really seem too likely because we just got a Golden Frieza recently. And I'm not talking about naming conflict, I'm just talking about it wouldn't really make sense to release another one right now. They definitely could. They've done worse before, but they could do that. And there's also, I guess, they could do a Gohan one, but that also wouldn't make sense because you got two banner cards. Again, no naming conflict, but still. Same with Piccolo. And just because everyone said representation, there's nothing really else you could do. Like, would you really want like an LR Android 18 or something. Like, who else would you make an LR for? You can't do another Goku. You can't do another Vegeta. Can't really do another Frieza. 17's already getting one. Gohan probably not. So this, I guess, would be kind of likely. A lot of people were saying this too. It's the scene from when they're fighting Aniraza. It's Vegeta, Frieza, 17, Goku, and Gohan. And that would be the longest name in the game, so they'd probably just call it Team Universe 7 or something. I don't know. Or they'd call it, they do like what Topo does, where it's like, it starts out, like it has Goku in the name or something, or Gohan in the name, and it's like Gohan, Team Universe 7, because he's the leader of it. So I guess that would make sense. Obviously, LR Roshi. And this art is, we can actually be pretty confident, and it's going to be based off this scene because they showed the silhouette of it already. So we know it's going to be this art, and he's going to be max power. He's going to get an easy A. There's no way they're not going to give him an easy A. I'm sure they're already going to do that. The art's already confirmed, the LR is already confirmed. The only thing that isn't confirmed is an easy A, and I'm 99% sure we're going to get one for him. Speaking of easy A's, these guys are going to awaken, the Krillin 18 and the Tien and Roshi cards. They're not just going to release these and keep them as SSRs. There's no way. They haven't done that in a while. Like, every time they release a new SSR, it always awakens. And then during celebrations, like we saw last anniversary, we got the Broly card, and then we got the Vegeta and Raditz one. Those both awakened after, like, this first part, and they both got easy A's. And then with the Mr. Satan and the Goku cards from the Worldwide Celebration, those did the same. The second part of it, they got an awakening and an easy A, so it's probably going to be the same with these guys, unless they really want to waste them and not do anything. And these would be easy areas, by the way, and this would be like a normal easy A, 17 and 18. These guys are kind of dated. They're still, like, decent, and, like, with an easy A, they become really good. I think these are the most likely for an easy A. We could see a Kefla. Definitely could see a Kefla easy A for the physical Kefla. But, again, it's a Universe 7 celebration. This would probably be the most likely because there's not really any other Universe 7 cards that they could easy A besides the Dokkan Fest ones, which they definitely wouldn't do that for. These would be the most likely. So, moving on. Now we can go to Saiyan Day. There could definitely be more stuff, by the way. These are just predictions, once again. So don't take this at, like, face value for what I've been saying. It could definitely go a million other ways. I could all be wrong. I could all be right. Hopefully I'm right. Would be cool, because then give me bragging rights. Anyway, Saiyan Day. Already spoiling it with this guy down here, but first off, starting off with the easy A's for the Bardock squad. They could give us free-to-play cards, like new ones, but this kind of makes sense too, because these guys, it would be a year that they've been in the game by that point, and they could use the easy A. It would be nice. It would make them a really good free-to-play team as well, and they can give us, like, extra copies for the Team Bardock LR. This would be a cool thing to see. I don't know if it would actually happen. This is more of, like, a wishful thinking thing. But this one I'm actually kind of confident in. So, not many people are, like, giving guesses of what Saiyan Day will be. I've seen some. Like, some people were saying Turles. Some people were saying another Vegeta one. I think Broly's the most likely. And you might be saying Broly's gotten a bunch of stuff recently. And looking back, he really hasn't. The last card that he got was, if you go back to the anniversary last year, and it was the Broly trio card. That was base Broly with Chi-Lai and Lemo, and it is an LR. Yeah, he got an LR recently, and even though it's a little bit older, you got the original Z Broly. You got that LR that you got for alongside the Gohan and Goten. But in terms of this Broly, this Dragon Ball Super Broly, besides that LR Broly Chi-Lai and Lemo, he hasn't gotten a card since, like, the original, like, celebration for the Broly movie, which was in 2018. Yeah, that was December 2018 that came out, and he didn't even start his full power. He starts in Super Saiyan, so this still wouldn't even have a naming conflict. You could run it with all the other Brolys because this would be the only card with this name. And the whole reason I think this is going to happen is because we haven't seen much Broly stuff recently. Like, we've seen Gogeta, obviously, and we've seen the Broly Chi-Lai Lemo, like I said, but this guy doesn't have a card yet. And we haven't seen this Broly since the original celebration back then. And it's, like, the perfect thing to do. Like, it's been so long since we've seen it that it's only natural by this point. And for the banner card, like the secondary one, the Chi-Lai and Lemo one would be pretty nice. I'm not too sure on this one. It could definitely be something else, like maybe a new blue Vegeta, maybe a new blue Goku or something. Maybe something completely outlandish, like something that I wouldn't even predict, like a base Broly based on like when he's on the spaceship, like Legends has, or a Broly and Chilai card. But this one would kind of fit, and they could make like a new Frieza Force category or something. And he could be on here, but I don't know if he'd necessarily be a good leader. But they could also just easily lead movie bosses or something, because Broly, Chilai, and Lemo lead movie bosses, so these guys probably would too. And this is also another thing that's kind of wishful thinking. I'm not too sure on it, but it would be a nice thing to see, because neither of them have a card yet, and they've given Chilai a card in Legends, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did something with these two. And as for an EZA, going with the whole Broly movie celebration, God Goku and God Vegeta, these guys are also another card. Their cards, Vegeta's not really as good as Goku. Goku's definitely the better one, and he's still pretty usable, which is amazing that this guy is still, like, you could actually use him on a team, and he's pretty good still. After him being, like, nearly 3 years old by this point. He's, like, 2.5. Oh, no, never mind. That was December 2018, yeah, so he's, like, 2 years old. But these guys could probably get an EZA going along with the celebration. He could definitely use one. Vegeta would definitely get a nice boost from that because he's the worst of the two. But if Goku gets one, if he gets one, Goku would probably get one too. They could EZA other cards, but like there's nothing really else from the Broly movie to EZA because there's only LRs, Dokkan Fest, which they're not going to EZA Dokkan Fest, and they have the Paragus and Broly card, which again another possibility, but it would probably be these two because they would fit pretty well with another Broly card. So I guess that's the end of this. But everything I went over here, this is my prediction so far. Could all be wrong. Again, all predictions. I have to say that a million times because some people might be like, oh, you're wrong. But I'm not because no one knows yet. So, but maybe I'm right. And if I'm right, I get bragging rights. Just so you know, if I am right and I get every single thing in here right, I hope I'm like hailed as a god on Dokkan YouTube. So, but I doubt all this is going to come true. At least some of it will. This is probably going to happen. This is definitely going to happen. I'm sure 17 will happen. And yeah, I guess that's basically all I had to cover. So let me know below what you think, if you agree with this, if you have your own predictions that differ from this, and how it differs. Because I'd like to see what people are predicting, because it kind of gets me... I like predicting this stuff in this game. Like, even if it's never going to happen, making hypothetical cards like Chilai and Lemo, even though this is like never going to happen in a million years, would be fun. But yeah, let me know below what you think, what you have for your predictions, or if you just agree with me, and I'll check them out and see what you guys think. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully this all comes true, and hopefully I could say I told you so. Goodbye.